Hello everyone. I am Potato Revan. Thank you all so much in joining me today in talking about the one and only Avatar, The Last Airbender live action TV show being shown only on Netflix on February 22nd. So, let's get talking about the trailer, shall we? Okay, so the trailer opens up with an Imperial class destroyer, which is Zuko's ship from the very first episode of Avatar the cartoon. This ship, I believe, in the scene that we're looking at, is just before the Avatar has been discovered, which takes place while Zuko is on his banishment from the Fire Nation. The line on the front of the ship, I believe, is actually a lion turtle, which is very interesting to see this early on. I also really like it because it makes the ship feel more imperial and imposing. You could also use it for smashing through things like ice or smaller ships, which is really handy as you go through the South Pole, which is, well, where you see the ship is right now. There's also a voiceover that states, "The Fire Nation has embarked on a dark path. Who this voice is, I have no idea, but we will have to wait and see." So this scene takes place in episode 1. The next scene is from the 8th episode of the live action show, which is from Hey Boy's Burnt Forest. The episode's name is Spirited Away, which is a nod to the Studio Ghibli movie. The forest really looks good in comparison to that of the anime. So, we can put this down with the rest of Hey Boy's scenes, which I must say, Hey Boy and the rest of his scenes look absolutely fantastic. In this, I compare him to his cartoon version, which I think is done very, very well. The voiceover continues to say, from which it is a dark path that you can never recover. You sure about that? After the forest, we're given our first look at the sacking of the Air Temple, which we have never seen, but this battle does look great. The fans have been speculating for years on how the Firebenders exactly got to the top of the Air Nomad temples and killed all of the Airbenders. So, the temple looks absolutely phenomenal and also looks like a temple monastery from the Tibetan Buddhist sect, which is where the air nomads have taken their inspiration from. After we see this, we finally get a look at the man, the myth, the legend that is Fire Lord Sozin. When you look at his armor, his helmet, you see the dragon inlays on it. Now, for those of you who don't know, once you kill a dragon in the Fire Nation, you get the honorary title of Dragon of the X. So since Fire Lord Sozin has instituted this, that means that he would have been a dragon hunter. I wonder if each of the dragons on his armor stands for a dragon that he has actually killed. We see Fire Lord Sozin firebending, and we see that he is firebending against an airbender male. I bet you my left shoe that this is Monk Gyatso. The voiceover then returns and says that the world needs the Avatar. I believe that this voice that we're listening to is Avatar Roku, who we have yet to see. And I mean, like, yeah, Aang ran away, which left the world to burn. Sozin destroyed the air nomads, and then sacked the Southern Water Tribe, and then launched a war against the Earthbenders. But yeah, I mean, like, it's no big deal that Aang ran away. Plus, he was only 12, so he would have probably, like, been taken out. But then again, he could have hid within Ba Sing Se. This is a road that so many people on so many bigger channels have gone down. On to the next clip. The next is a short scene. It is simply an eruption of power, and the voice overlay says, "It needs you, Aang." This ice bubble is from the very first episode that Aang was frozen in for over 100 years. The light signaled the Fire Nation ships in the area, which happened to be our antagonist for the first season, Fire Prince Zuko. Now, this bubble of ice, compared to the cartoon or anime, however you be it, is another fantastic representation, and personally, another job well done. So, yeah, on to the next scene. On our next scene, we get our introduction to the Fire Nation with a harbour view of the Imperial City. Now, this is a mix of Thai and Japanese traditional architecture. The voiceover is now stating that the Fire Nation destroys everything in its path. A quick cut to the view of the Fire Nation royal family, which I presume is either their advisors or generals standing in the throne room. We're getting an early look at Fire Lord Ozai in Season 1, which he was not seen until Season 3 as he was kept in shadows. Now, this may be a good or a bad thing, which that has been left down to the viewer. Another quick cut, we get a scene of Princess Azula, now aged up to a bit. She's using a bow and an arrow, which she never used in the show because in the show she always used her firebending due to her being a firebending prodigy. Now, I'm liking this because this shows that she is very skilled at weaponry, but I hope that she's still a firebender. With another quick cut, we see Zuko in what I presume to be his attack on the island of Kyoshi when he is tracking down Aang. The scenes in the trailer are actually really starting to go really fast. I mean, the trailer's only like 2.5 minutes long. We then get a few quick scenes of the gang walking through a ruined city with a distinct Thai architecture. I presume, again, that this is the Northern Air Temple where Aang is from. We then get a cut of them in the Northern Water Tribe. You can tell this because everyone there is in blue and there's soot around it and they're going into a large building. The Southern Water Tribe does not have this architecture or the ability to build this because, well, there's stone in the Northern Water Tribes. So, yeah, I mean, like, I'm really, really liking this. But, come on, back onto the quick cut. After another quick scene, we then are shown the gang on Kyoshi Island, where this is the beach where Aang went koi surfing. Now, I hope that we get to see the giant koi and the unagi when Aang was trying to impress Katara, which honestly I thought was absolutely hilarious. Then we get another fun scene of Aang and doing something from the OG intro where he was zooming around on his air scooter, something that Aang used to love to do. A skill that got him his airbending tattoos because that is something that he actually developed himself. When he hits into the lion statue right here, honestly, I couldn't help but laugh at it. Now, this is where the trailer really gets interesting. We see Zuko's OG ship from the TV show, the rundown ship. This is the ship that he got after Aang had destroyed his Imperial ship during his escape. Now, he can't get another Imperial ship because he's banished and, well, his dad hates him. I presume that this is leading up to the attack on the North Pole, where we're introduced to everyone's favourite Uncle Iroh. In a quick flash between him and Zuko, we hear Zuko saying that he has chased down every lead on the Avatar. And we're down shown elite firebending soldiers. Now, you can tell that they're actually the elites because of their masks, which is something that they have actually kept in common with the TV show. With Zuko continuing his voiceover in his classic armor stating, "It's his destiny." Zuko does love to bitch on about his destiny. Meanwhile, over in the Earth Kingdom, we see Uncle Iroh and Zuko standing back to back in a position where they're going to fight. Now, this might be where Uncle Iroh got captured by the Earth Nation, and we finally get treated to Uncle Iroh firebending, which the effects are much better than that blasphemy of a live action movie made by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Now, back in the Fire Nation in the next scene, we see the Agni Kai between Prince Zuko and Fire Lord Ozai, with a cut to Aang talking to someone saying that he doesn't want to do this. I believe that this is Aang talking to either Avatar Roku or possibly the Tea Lady. But we see Sokka reassuring Aang that he does not have to do this alone, because he has him, Katara, and Momo. I'm loving this because it's feeling like the cartoon, which I absolutely loved. You can feel like the cast and the characters genuinely like each other, which Shamalama Ding Dong was not able to get the actors to emote because they were simply wooden cutouts. Speaking of love, we are then introduced to one of my panel's favourite members of the show. Her name is June, riding on her Shishu Naya. Now, comparing her to her cartoon counterpart, this is a fantastic one-to-one design. I love her tattoos and I love her outfit. So the quality of detail is looking absolutely fantastic. We then get to see a few quick scenes of Aang flying on Appa into Ba Sing Se. We then get Hey Boy with Aang, and Aang doing a heavy bending, which is indicative of him doing his tornado. Now, in another quick scene, we're finally introduced to a few scenes longer Kyoshi warrior, with the mayor, who is Cookie's mother, facing off against a group of Fire Nation soldiers, with firebenders in the front and non-benders in the back with their spears. We then get a fight scene with, as you can see, Sokka is dressed in the Kyoshi warrior outfit, except for his bottoms, which are he's still dressed in his boots. So I'm liking this. Now, we then get a quick cut over to Omashu, where we see Aang flying over Omashu. And does anyone recognize who that is in the wheelchair? No spoilers, but if you know, you know. This trailer is definitely gaining speed now. In another great one-to-one character design, we see the Blue Spirit and Aang escaping their Fire Nation prison from Zhao. This show is definitely taking care on how it's doing its designs and its bending. It is wonderful to see this level of care during the escape of the Fire Nation prison. After this, we are then treated to a montage of bending. And oh yay, it's Jet. If you know, you know. At the end, Aang finally goes into the Avatar state. And that is when we get the release date of February 22nd, which is only 1 month from now. I am so looking forward to this, guys. Honestly. Now, personally, I would give this trailer a good 9 out of 10. So yeah. So that was my breakdown. Please like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And I will see you later. Yeah. So everyone stay safe, stay warm, and be awesome.